We have an all men section, an all women section, and a couple section. And it don't make no difference if you're married or not, same sex, or gender preferences. You're allowed to come in here. It don't make no difference if you're tall, short, skinny, black, white, Muslim, Christian, I don't care. This place is just set up for you to sleep. I see an increase, and I get called every day, maybe 2 or 3 times a day, that I'm going to lose my housing. What do I do? And when you say this city or this country is in recovery, it depends on who is in recovery, you know, the 1%er or the rest of us.
You're out here just one night. You've been here.
Yeah, just hitchhiked out of Grant Pass.
Where's Grant Pass?
It's in Southern Oregon. I stayed there for about 30 days in the woods and contracted a nice little degree of poison oak and poison ivy. Look at the man back up.
I didn't back up.
No, you didn't. No, but I think that society as a whole is not paying much attention to what's going on their own streets. They want to ignore it. They don't want to see it. They want to throw money at it, but they don't want to become active in it. They don't want to do what would actively change things. You know, when you're talking to a man who got out of jail about 40-something days ago, and for a misdemeanor, petty thing, 3 months' time, I was out, but of course, it destroyed my life. My apartment was gone. I could not pay rent while I was in jail. I could not go to work while I was in jail. I lost my job. I mean,
if you don't mind me asking, what were you in for?
It was a bad check.
Really?
A bad check, you know? A bad check, believe it or not. Used to, you didn't go to jail for bad checks, but I guess that's changed in the United States.
So you just messed up, or you were just doing something shady?
I was not doing anything shady. Not that I was aware of, you know, but so I did mess up.
We're rarely not aware of what we're doing.
You know, it's hard for me to believe in hindsight that I fell for it at all, but some guys came up to me and said, hey, you got two forms of ID, and I'd been living on the streets of Denver for a few days, and I was like, yeah, man, and I thought it was a real job, and there's a big, from what I understand, even the cops that picked me up, they said, you know, we know it has nothing to do with you, and they said, would you like to give us a statement? And I said, am I being Mirandized? Am I under arrest? And they said, well, do you know your Miranda rights? And I said, I do. And they said, consider yourself Mirandized. And I said, so I'm under arrest. I said, so you, regardless of the fact of what you said, you knew that there was a check cashing ring in this area and that they had been hitting the local banks, you're going to arrest the victim.
You seem to be kind of a little bit of a nomad. You said you lived in the woods for a little bit, you hitchhiked. What's been your, I know we don't have time for the whole life story, but what's been your journey over the last few years? I'm assuming you kind of fell on some struggles.
You know, man, I have an addiction to relationships, and so now I'm trying to break my addiction to relationships.
What does that mean, addiction to relationships?
I've been married 4 times, and I've had numerous relationships, and instead of trying to work on myself and do something for myself, I've always, when I've had a relationship, I've had the motivation to do what I had to do to get everything done because I wanted to take care of someone else. Now I want to take care of me, whatever that means, at whatever level that means. You know, if I was willing to have 3 cars and a five bedroom house in a relationship, why am I not valuing myself enough to do that on my own? You know?
Sometimes we're looking for fulfillment in other people rather than ourselves.
And validation. Yeah. That's what I find Facebook to be, is a big validator. Validate me. I'm going to post this, and the more you like it, the more I feel validated. You know, that's why I shut down 8 months ago when my relationship of 6 years ended. I just shut down Facebook. I shut it all down. I got rid of my phone. I got rid of everything. I have not. First screen I looked at was in the homeless shelter up here, and probably 3 months since.
But how do you know the Young Turks then? You said you know us.
I do know you because I have. I used to be very active on the internet. I have seen that y'all take up causes that of the. Seems like you take up the cause of the little man, the underdog.
Is this yours?
Cutie. Yeah. His name's Paco.
Paco. I have a dog. Have you had trouble finding work?
Somewhat. I don't have an ID yet and stuff, so I can't really go get a job yet. So I'm working on it though. It's a work in progress.
What are you what are you interested in doing if you had a chance?
I really don't know.
Well, you're 18, so most don't know.
Yeah. Like I had a few ideas, but I don't think I'd do it.
Like what?
Like I wanted to be a cop, but I didn't graduate high school, so.
You think maybe you could take some classes, try to graduate, you think?
Actually, I'm supposed to be starting to take classes here soon. I'm gonna go apply, but I'm leaving Oregon here on the 31st of this month to go back home to Washington, so I should be getting off the streets here pretty soon, and then I'll just go up there and get my GED, pay for it, and just go at it.
Everybody wants to think this is the land of the free and the home of the brave, and we're brought up to think that this is such a great country, but it's not anymore.
What do you think happened to the country?
I think that probably the bankers and the corporate conglomerate has taken over, and now, as long as you do what you're supposed to do within their structure, you'll have a home, you'll have a car, you'll have a place to live. But if you are nonconformist or counterculture, they're going to find a way to ease you out. You're going to be homeless, and then we're going to try to hide you, you know. But especially in the big cities, there's so much homelessness that people become numb to it. But when I get out into the rural areas, this country is still great in the heart of its people, not in our government. Our government sucks. Our government's beholden to J.P. Morgan, Chase, you know, all the banks, the corporate conglomerate. We're no longer we don't have a government that's for the people and by the people as it was supposed to be.
You've seen over the last, not really just the 8 years since the crash, but the last 30 years, it's just been this concentration of all the money funneling to the top, and those same people then kind of just piss on people like you, saying, "Yo, you're just envying them. You just want free stuff." How is it that so many people allow this to take place?
You know, man, it's because of screens. I think someone said, look at how they worship that television screen back in the early 50s, and they were like, everybody that has two, I remember when we got 2 TVs in our house. Oh, you do? So the kids get to watch one and the adults get to watch the other. And then now we have these computer screens and mobile screens, and it's like they're mass distraction and programming, you know. And I believe that our public school system and private school system and university school system is preset to say there's something wrong with them. He's got a drug problem. He's got an alcohol problem. Doesn't matter if they really do or not.
You were here for a night.
Yeah.
Obviously, you survived. You're looking very sunny and healthy.
I got a shower today for the first. Oh, I'm sorry. I got a shower today for the first time and shaved for the first time in about 3 weeks, so I feel pretty good.
All right, so I see the GQ version of you. So what's next?
What's next? Probably. I haven't decided yet. I'm thinking about Alaska. I think I want to get up there. I want to get as far away from civilization as it stands here in the United States as I can.